to receive. I am opening, I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. As our hearts are ready and open and taking in and accepting the power of the divine Spirit, we know that this is the season to be open to the freshness of color and fragrance and warmth upon our faces. We are grateful to receive all this and more, knowing Spirit swells within as we experience the mystical opening of spring. Our hearts are ready to receive. I am opening, I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. I am opening, I am opening. My heart is ready to receive.
My heart is ready to receive. So welcome. Good morning. This is the Center for Spiritual Living Princeton, and we are a loving, healing, and inclusive community which teaches and practices the principles of the science of mind for the well-being and spiritual growth of ourselves and the world. So today's a day of love. We have our dear practitioner Susan, who's going to be talking about love. And I'll be doing a meditation on love, and our wonderful singer Scott is going to be guiding us with some music. So, give me 1 second here. Okay. Susan will speak today on love as a spiritual journey, the 3 faces of love. Next Sunday, Lori Carlson, who is a practitioner with our Morristown Center and speaks so beautifully, she will be coming here to speak to us and gifting us a different way of looking at things. I always love when Lori comes and speaks. And then the week after that, on April 13th, Reverend Michelle Wadley is going to be speaking on Get Thee Behind Me, Satan. It's funny, she always uses these sort of biblical things, but she's not biblical at all, I can assure you. This is the time of year where we consciously shed our fears, doubts, and beliefs to make room for what's possible. And after the talk, we'll be gathering in communion here with light fare, some food, and we'll participate in a ritual led by Reverend Michelle and Reverend Rich Volk, for us to shed and ready ourselves for our renewed selves. So we're here at the Masonic Lodge at 345 River Road in Princeton, and we have some wonderful people who've joined us here on this Sunday morning. And I know some of you are at home watching this live streamed on Facebook, or perhaps you're watching this in the future. We will send out the link during the week so you can watch this service. But we really encourage you to come down to Princeton. I know it's a Sunday morning, it's 10:30, and everybody wants to be just, home drinking coffee, relaxing, getting up. It's a day of ease. But we would love you to come and join us. Come and join us here at the Masonic Lodge on River Road in Princeton. So, knowing that to be true, one other note. I will be teaching a class on the mystical path, talking about how do we take this teaching, which all of us love, and put it to use in our lives so that we experience that thing that we always talk about, the divine presence, and whatever words are used, right? How do we actually experience that in our lives? And how has that been true in the past? Different mystical paths. And so we will be announcing the date for that very soon. Look forward to that. And I pass the baton up to Susan.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
So I just have to tell you a little story about Get Thee Behind Me, Satan. I was Reno Sweeney in a musical called Anything Goes, and one of my lines was, "Get thee behind me, Satan." And I didn't know what it meant. I just really didn't know what it meant, but what I understand it to mean now, we use Satan as a metaphor for all of those thoughts and behaviors and ideas that we know aren't healthy, aren't loving. And that just means we put that behind us and we move forward, which is a great metaphor for spring. So I really will be in the Dominican Republic. I won't be able to be here in person, but I will be definitely here with Reverend Michelle on that special day. So today, however, I am talking about love. And love has many meanings to many people. But the practitioners here and a few members had the privilege of working with Penny Masick, another beloved minister, on something called co-creation, where we had the opportunity to come together, two or more, gathered in the name of love and spirit, and become clearer as to what CSL Princeton really is. And we came up with our divine purpose, which is the revelation of God as love. And it was Reverend Penny who suggested, therefore, that the next topic should be love. Because what is love? So we're going to talk about that. Before we get there, I want to say that as you heard Jon lovingly speak our mission statement, we teach the principles and practices. And I think practices are really important. I can come up here and talk principle, 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 but it is those practices that anchor us into the deeper understanding and expand our faith. So today, we'll discuss the principle of love. I have some wonderful readings from people who say it in such a beautiful way. And then we're going to practice. And on your chair is a piece of paper with some of the practices. And beloved Michelle, one of our lovely people here in the studio audience, noticed that it was printed strangely, so you have to flip it in an unusual way to make it work, but we will get that. So anyway, what is love? Holmes teaches that divine love is the foundation of life. Divine love is the foundation of life. And it's the essence of our very being. So just think about that for a moment. The essence of our very being is love. That means it's our truth. I had to get Jon to help me pronounce this one. Uma Vishwanathan explained the belief in Hinduism that love is a fundamental part of the divine nature. The source of all existence is the embodiment of infinite love. The divine love is regarded as the unifying factor that unites all beings and permeates the universe as a whole. So we've got Holmes saying the same thing. We've got another religion saying the same thing. Joel Goldsmith says, love is what binds us together. Mm-hmm. Love binds us together. But just for a moment, sitting here with the people here and knowing people are online and knowing there are people in the world, just imagine that. Feel the closeness that we feel in the name of love with each other here. He basically says it's namaste. The divine love in me recognizes the divine love in you. Now, I found another interesting discussion about love by Scott McKnight about Judaism. A religion of love. Love is the ability to know that God is just as much a part of your life as it is my life. Love is the ability to recognize that God's grace is bestowed upon you as well as upon me. So you see, love is for everyone, not just me, not just you. We are all unified in this whole idea of love. So you see, it's clear that love is a universal idea. It's not just science of mind. It's not just our thought. Holmes went and he researched everywhere to come up with this philosophy. And love is the basis of it, really. So Ernest Holmes says it's the cohesive force of the universe, much like gravity keeps the planets in order. So just imagine for a moment, what would it be like if we had no gravity? What would happen? Shout it out.
Collision.
Oh, collisions,
Float
float all over the
I'd
place.
be on the moon.
You might be, whoa, on the moon. I think there would be sort of chaos, right? It would be an interesting thing. I imagine we've seen enough sci-fi movies to see what happens when we're all floating about in nowhere land. So if that's gravity, and if love is the cohesive force, now here's where I have my wonderful writer Cindy's going to help me out here, keeping track of this. So if love is the cohesive force, love is keeping us together, what would it look like? There's no gravity. What would it look like if there were no love? What would we be experiencing?
Ooh, separation.
Separation.
Chaos.
Chaos.
Fighting all the time.
Fighting, anger.
Nobody would be here because we would have killed each other.
If there were no love, there might have been no boundaries for how we expressed our negativity. Right? Anger, fear, loss, lack. We would be...
Void.
Say that?
Void.
Yes. Void. So I think it's important to see that if we really understand the gift that love
We would
brings us,
disappear.
well, there's a possibility there too. If we actually think about the gift that love brings us, it's that we are, as gravity, we are held together by this. Joel Goldsmith, in this book, it's called The Gift of Love. And if you don't have it, I recommend it highly. For one reason, it's simple to read, it's short. For another reason, because it's short, it's always got big letters. But it's the way he describes love. And he gives these delightful practices for how to go out in the world in a loving way. And so I'm going to read to you what he says about love. The only truly spiritual life possibly is lived by keeping our thoughts and deeds in atonement with the law of love. Now, atonement means revealing or allowing us to reveal our true nature. That's the way he describes it. But he puts a little play on words with atonement. Because if you look at the spelling, it's really at one-ment. And so when he refers to atonement, he means that we get into understanding our at one-ment with the divine, which is love. He says, the only trouble is that love has been confused with sentiment. Well, there's nothing wrong with sentiment. We love our pets, we love our husband, we love our friends, we love our neighbors, we get gushy, we buy Hallmark cards, because we're expressing a lovely feeling. But he is referring to the divine love, which is all there is, which is that presence of, where you just know you're okay. So he goes on to say, yeah, it's not a sentimental attachment to mankind or humankind. Love is a law, like gravity. Love is a mode of conduct, an attitude. Love does not come to us. Love is always within ourselves, and we open our way to it to express it. So some of the principles and practices, well, the practices today are about opening ourselves up to accepting this gift we are, which is love. We have to be careful that we do not get the idea that we of ourselves are loving. Well, maybe in the sentimental way we certainly are. We must realize that it is the love of spirit that enables us to be loving. It is Spirit's love, not our love, that is the divine love that is expressing. Because at one minute, we are one with Spirit. Do you hear that? They are love expressing right here, right now. It's birds. So this brings us to at one meet, atonement. We're here to practice, and our first practice is a meditation by our beloved practitioner, Jon Heron, as a practitioner of the day.
So, all the love there is right here, right now, in me. Let's repeat that all together. I'll say it again, and then we'll all say it together. All the love there is
All the love there is
right here, right now, with me.
right here, right now, with me.
All the love there is
All the love there
is right here,
Is right here.
right now,
Right now.
with me.
With me.
One more time, the whole thing all together.
All the love there
is right here,
right now, with me.
So, I had a dream this week. It's a funny thing because I'm a guy who didn't used to remember my dreams at all. And nowadays, every once in a while, I have one of these dreams that wakes me up and it's like really clear. And so I love when that happens. In the dream, I was standing in front of a whiteboard and there were these drawings on the whiteboard. And it was a puzzle that I was supposed to put together, right? And in the dream, I knew that this was the second puzzle, and the first puzzle had been really difficult, very complicated, confusing, all that kind of stuff. And here I was in front of the second puzzle. And the thought in my mind is, this is really complicated. It's hard. And the thought went through my head, maybe it's not hard. And I went, no, it's hard. The last one was hard. It must be really hard. And then I stopped, and I looked at it, and I went, oh, it's really easy. And I went like this, and the top half of the whiteboard went in one direction, and the bottom half of the whiteboard went in the other direction, and there was a simple circle on it. And I woke up, and I went, what's that about? So here's what I think it's about, and it's been very much in my mind, and that is, yeah, our experience of the past is sometimes really hard, right? That's been our experience. And our tendency is we bring that into everything. And we look at the world and we think it's hard because it's been hard. But what if this teaching, that saying, that affirmation, all the love there is right here, right now, with me. But we don't see it because we're sure it's going to be really hard. Because we've been convinced of that in the past. And rather than letting go of the past and allowing it to be simple, what could be more simple than adding love to things? What could be more simple than just saying, oh, instead of thinking of things as hard and complicated, I'm going to just add a little love in there. So let's say that affirmation again. All the love there is right here, right now, with me. Now imagine yourself in your life and something that you've experienced many times comes up and you're convinced that it's hard, right? But what if instead of allowing yourself to go there, you went, oh, all the love there is right here, right now, with me. That's simple. Rather than going to the difficulty. So let's do a little short meditation. Okay? If you're at home or those who are here, just allow yourself to take a nice deep breath. Anchor yourself on the floor, put your feet flat on the floor. Feel yourself solid in your chair. And I want you to bring forward what it feels like to be in love, to allow love to be present. And here's one thought, a practice that I do. Have infinite love for yourself. Right here, right now. Allow yourself to feel infinite love for yourself. Infinite caring. Infinite empathy. And don't think of it as a thought. Allow the feeling to come up. What would it be like to feel I have infinite caring for myself, infinite love for myself, infinite forgiveness for myself. And if there's something in your mind that says, oh, no, that's really difficult, no, we're leaving that in the past. Right here, right now, we're in this very simple, direct statement, feeling, infinite caring for myself. Allow yourself to be surrounded by that feeling. Allow yourself to be lifted up in consciousness by that feeling. And staying in this place of that feeling of deep caring, deep forgiveness, deep love. Together, we're going to say that affirmation again. All the love that is right here, right now, with me. Take a nice deep breath. And let's say it together again. All the love that is right here, right now, with me. And so remember what this feels like, right? We're going to leave aside that thought that maybe it's hard because it has been hard in the past. No, that love is here, now, all of it, fully present, right here, right now. Notice what that feels like in your body. Maybe the center of your chest feels like it's lit up. Maybe it feels a little lighter than usual. Maybe there's a feeling of lightness in your head. Just allow that to be present and notice what it is. Now, Susan is going to be getting up and talking a little bit more about loving. And just maybe there's something that she's going to say that's going to light up your life in a totally new way. And all you have to do is listen. Allow this feeling to remain. And as you go about your life, remember what this feels like. And the next time you're in one of those situations where, this has been hard in the past, instead of allowing yourself to think that, this is going to be hard, bring back this feeling. Remember what it feels like in your arms, in your shoulders, in your head. Allow it to be simple. It's not a big puzzle, it's really simple. And so take a nice deep breath, and when you're ready, allow your eyes to open, allow yourself to be back in the room. And let's complete by saying that affirmation one more time. All the love there is right here, right now, with me. And now Scott is going to honor us with some music.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. Sing out. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. One more time. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all. I am so blessed.
Well, I could go home right now. How about you?
Oh,
Thank you, John. That was a beautiful meditation, followed by this beautiful song, I Am So Blessed, because aren't we? Aren't we all so blessed? Simply by being here, by following that urge to be here today, or to be here virtually, or to be watching it later. So, 3 faces of love. Now, there are probably many faces of love. And John covered one so beautifully, because in our look and approach to love, if we know that we are the center of love, and we know that sometimes the puzzle pieces don't fit together, self-love is one of the faces of love. You know, they say, put the oxygen mask on you first. How can we serve others if we're not serving ourselves? We are an expression of God in its self-giving way. We are an expression of Spirit. Spirit is love. We are love right here, right now. And when we forget, we have practices. And one of the practices is that beautiful affirmation that John gave, or a meditation as John gave. Joel Goldsmith says, and this is key, we must recognize our own divinity. He says, Spirit placed the individual expression of itself at the center of us. It is named the center I. Divine named itself I. And every word I comes to our consciousness, we must realize that is the presence of Spirit. I am. I am that I am. So, what can we say about ourselves when we can't picture that puzzle? I can't do the puzzle, I am stupid. Has anybody ever thought that about themselves? What other things do we think about ourselves when we can't put that puzzle together? Stuck.
I quit.
Not enough.
I
I
quit.
quit. Right? So, as Jon so lovingly did, and we're going to practice it together. We get thee behind me, Satan. Thank you, Reverend Michelle. We know that's not the truth of us, so we flip it into an affirmation. I am stupid. How do we flip that into an affirmation?
I'm smart.
I'm smart. So we get into that place where we can't fix that puzzle. Oh no, the truth of me is not that. I am smart. Let's all say that together. I am smart. We know that divine wisdom is infinite. So that's just a simple practice. It's one we all know and we know well. And sometimes we so love. I got stuck this morning, let me tell you. I got stuck this morning. Something happened in my world right before I came here. By the grace of everybody treating for me, I got back into my remembrance. Get thee behind me, all of that error of thinking. I am smart, right? So somebody said, I'm not enough. What's an affirmation that flips that around?
I am enough.
I am enough. Let's all say that together. I am enough. Scott said, I'm stuck. I am in divine flow. Let's say that together.
I am
in divine flow. How simple is that practice? How often do we forget? I certainly forgot this morning when I was crying on the phone at some news that was not one I expected. And then I knew to come here and I said right away, affirm me. I invited everybody to affirm me because I couldn't do it myself. So self-love is not only doing your own affirmations, but what did I do? I asked for help. And that's why we're here as practitioners. When you can't remember your own truth, we can hold that space of truth for you. And even as a practitioner, we need someone to do that for us. So, I actually have on my mirror at home, in lipstick, bright red. I don't wear bright red lipstick, but it sure is a cool idea. I am worthy. So that every night when I go to bed, I am worthy. And every morning when I'm brushing my teeth, I am worthy. What a cute little practice that is. Right on your mirror. And if you don't want to mess up your mirror, you can put a sticky note. You know, what is the one thing you are stuck with about yourself? Put it on the mirror. Let that be your affirmation for the week. At least when you go to bed, it'll be in your consciousness. And when you wake up in the morning, your teeth will be clean and so will your thoughts. I love it.
I like
So,
that. So capable.
The next phase of love is loving others. And I know we've heard it before in so many different ways, loving others as we love ourselves. So loving ourselves is really important if we want to love others. It's that song Reverend Rich sings, I love myself so much that I can start loving you and you can start loving you and we can all love each other. It's a love fest.
Love fest. I like that. Good way to put it.
Rumi says, love is the bridge between you and everything. Not just us, it's everything, it's everyone. Loving others. Joel Goldsmith says about loving others, to enrich our own life, we learn to give recognition to the true identity of those we meet. The person we meet today is presenting their divinity for identification. If this person thinks he is presenting a sick body to be healed, a disturbed mind to be set at peace, an empty purse to be filled, morals to be cleansed, we know better. It is our birthright to know the truth of others as our own. So when they present to us that way, we present them in their truth. We look past the appearance. We ignore the appearance. We look right through it and see behind the eyes of every individual divine love. So Joel Goldsmith has a beautiful practice that we're going to do together. You can do it for everybody in the world. You can do it for anybody. But in his book, one of the many practices that he does for his own loved ones. Now, I'm curious. How many people here have siblings? How many people here have children? How many people here have parents? I hope so, whether they're here or made their transition. How many people here have ever had a conflict with any of those people? So he has this beautiful practice that he says to just in the morning as your daily routine or sometime during the day, we hold that space of truth for our loved one. And this is how he led his life. And it's such a beautiful idea and such a simple practice, I thought we would do it together. So the first thing I want you to do is just think about someone that you love, someone close to you, and it could be a friend, it could be your dog. You know, when my dog had its stroke, I had some decisions to make, and I had to hold that space of love for that dog. So whatever that is, we're going to sit in recognition of the truth for that loved one. It might be good for you to sit in recognition of the truth for a loved one with whom maybe you struggle or not. But let's do it together. So let's just find that quiet space. And as you think of this person or this thing or place or animal, just see if you can think or imagine a picture of that person right here with us now, present with you. And realize this for that person, that the Spirit of God is already within them. And just hold that picture and that knowing. The divine is already within them. And know that the Spirit of God is knocking at the door of their consciousness for recognition, even if they don't know it right now. They're feeling that urge. Stand in that recognition as it is for all of us, for that person. And as you see this person or picture this person or think about this person, say to yourself, now I see the Spirit within you. I see the Spirit within you. I pay no attention to your humanhood or to what degree of apparent goodness or badness you show forth. I pay no attention to what degree of sickness or health. I pay no attention to what degree of ignorance or wisdom. For this moment, I am ignoring all appearances, because now I am beholding the Spirit of God in you. So let's just think that, feel that. Ah. I am beholding, I am seeing, I am knowing the presence of the Spirit of God in you. In the midst of you, the divinity indwells you. I am love, and you are love. We are. And just feel that love and hold that space of love for that individual. yourself back into this space and open your eyes. So can you imagine what the world would be if we all could recognize the love that everyone is? And we could do that practice. In May, on Wednesdays, I will be leading, I'm calling it the Coffee Break of Love, a brief meditation offered to everybody on Zoom for doing these kind of practices for ourselves, for others, and the world, so that everyone can see the truth of the world. And that is, by the way, the third face of love. More love as a global spiritual practice. Love overcomes everything and neutralizes all that is unlike itself. Ernest Holmes. Love overcomes everything that is unlike itself. So if there's any picture in the world right now that is unlike love, we can step into love and allow the truth to be recognized, to emerge. As we say, and I'll say it again, we teach the principles and practices for the well-being and spiritual growth of ourselves and the world. So our daily habits, our work, to have love as a global practice, we want to align with it in everything that we do. So what are some ways that are so habitual to us, but maybe aren't necessary in alignment with love? Gossiping. Does anybody here ever gossip?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Don't know what that means.
Being in fear, all the things we asked. Cindy, could you read to me a couple of those things that we said happens when love isn't present?
Separation,
Feeling separate,
chaos, fighting,
chaos,
no boundaries,
no boundaries,
angry,
angry,
fear,
loss,
loss.
love. So, this is where we have to step into our righteousness. And righteousness, by definition, is simply acting in accordance with the divine. It's not a scary word. And Joel Goldsmith is, in his wonderful way of playing on words, he refers to righteousness as right useness. The right useness of our thoughts and words. So in our global practice, no matter where we are, we can step into our right useness. What do you think that means? We step into love and into the recognition of love in all things, in all actions, not just in each other. I know that there are some people in this world that are, well, I know that I can speak for myself. I tend to have this thing about big pharma. I have this thing. So I have to work on that. For certainly many pharmaceuticals have come into the world that have helped the world. I have to let go of that and go into right useness. Imagine for a minute any place that you go. Is there a place that you go that charges you? What about who's the company that makes that pesticide? I don't even.
You don't need to name the company.
I don't need to name. But there is a company that, and it's just become this big drama in America. They don't use this pesticide in Europe, but they use it here in America. So I get into this place in my head that that's a bad company. I'm blaming it. I'm judging it. What do they say about that? You know, when you're angry at somebody or you judge somebody, it's like poisoning yourself and thinking the other person's going to go away. So, as stewards of the divine, as expressions of love, it is our birthright and a service that we can provide to globally practice love. So, we're going to do one right now that Joel Goldsmith suggested. It's on your paper, so don't worry about it. And we're going to be doing this probably in May as well, because we're going to be holding the space of love in many different ways. So let's do this together. Let's close our eyes. And I'm going to read it, and you're going to know it's the truth. Oops. You know what? Let's say it together. I changed my mind. Find your paper and see where it says love for the world and beyond. If you flip the paper, it's a little confusing.
How does the new one work?
Love for the World and Beyond by Joel Goldsmith. Does everybody see it?
Yes.
Yes.
I bring no condemnation into the world because of my love for God and for my neighbor. May love flow through my consciousness and bless and forgive and uplift and free humankind, my enemy and my friend, that they may be free of lust and greed and hate and fear and doubt. May God's love touch their consciousness and awaken their souls. Daily, I affirm that love governs all of humanity into pathways of peace. That's very yummy and very powerful. There's another practice that we do called I Praise You and I Raise You, which is there as well. And we're not going to do it together. It's very simple. I'll demonstrate it one time. But why I love that practice is because when I am out of sorts, I praise and raise me. When I know that I'm out of sorts about someone else, I praise and raise them. And when I am out of sorts about some global issue, I praise and raise the global issue. So this is like a simple thing to do. You've heard Reverend Karen. I'll never forget, she was talking about her car dealership and the person fixing her car, and it wasn't working. She said, I had to do many, many praise and raises for that situation. And miraculously, it cleared up. So it goes like this. I praise you, I raise you in the name of love. Now, you don't have to do the hands, but it's kinesthetic. I'm a kinesthetic learner. I praise you and I raise you in the name of love. And you can put anybody's name there, any corporation's name there, any political figure's name there. You can put your animal there, repeat it a few times, and you'll just feel the shift. So, I just realized that I'm out of time. But in your handout, we have on the first page, it's not even numbered, it says affirming the presence of love. So today we know that love is a basic principle. And we lead with some practices, and you have that piece of paper to remind you of those practices. And something that we always used to do here, and we still do it sometimes, is we stand and we do an affirmative prayer together. So as I close, I invite you to stand up, and we will read this prayer written by Holmes and Barker together. It's called Affirming the Presence of Love. Affirming the presence of love. I am one with the love of God. I am one in the love of God with all people. My love goes out to everyone, and I know that it is returned from everyone. Overlooking everything that might seem to deny this kind beneficence, I trust that infinite love will guide and protect me in everything. And I counsel my own soul to show forth the love in such a manner that it shall embrace and warm the heart of humanity, bringing confidence and trust and faith hope to everything it touches. Daily, I affirm that love governs all of humanity into pathways of peace and joy. Daily, I affirm the love goes before and makes the way plain and happy. And daily, I affirm that my own love is renewed and rekindled by that great and vast love in which I am immersed. That love which is God. And so it is. Thank you and namaste. And now we will move into our gratitude practice.
Thank you so much, Susan. This has been a really wonderful time. And we've had wonderful music by Scott, and we've had a wonderful woodpecker tweeting. It went from this tree to that tree. What I want you to know, it is so beautiful here. It is a wonderful place. It is uplifting messages and love. And love. So, I'm going to do the offering, and I'm absolutely knowing that the gifts that are given are graciously received. They are absolutely graciously received. You can always go on the website at cslprinceton.org and click that donate button. It's greatly appreciated. So, we do not give because God needs the gift, but because the giving increases, broadens, and deepens the life of the giver. That is the law of circulation. You give, you receive. So I'm going to pass this around. And maybe, Scott, are you going to do any singing right now? Nope. Okay, all right. We're going to pass that.
Susan says no.
It's almost like we are so blessed.
If you would like to sing
We
that again,
are.
we invite that.
So blessed.
I am so blessed.
I am so blessed.
I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
In joy and gratitude, these gifts are accepted, knowing that the Center for Spiritual Living in Princeton is guided, guarded, protected, and completely financially supported in all its activities. So thank you very much.
So we will close with a treatment, and then Scott will sing a wonderful song about love as we end our day. So let's close our eyes as we have done beautifully today, and as we have experienced the flow of spirit within us and around us. And know that we are opening, so I can speak these words right here and right now for each one here, each one in virtual land, each one that is listening to this later, and each one in the world, because it's all true. There is only one life, and that life is love expressing itself in, as, and through each person here. And each beloved person here, by its own divine birthright, is in recognition of the presence of that love. And where there is love, there can be no other. Only the light, the peace, the power, the glory of the divine doing its thing, doing its activity as us, as each one here, as the face of love for self, as the face of love for others, and as face for the universe and beyond. There is only love. That's a lot of love. And each person here now, inspired in recognition and accepting of this divine love, this divine truth, moving outward into the world, sees the truth of love in everything, in everybody, in every action, in every idea. It's all love. And any belief otherwise, any belief in fear or denial, any belief in lack, any belief in loss, any belief in anything that doesn't serve each one's highest purpose is eliminated, it's eradicated, it's kaput, it's gone. It's no more thought of, because the truth is remembered. And the truth is remembered in all things, in all activities, at all times. And each one steps into that beloved place of the Most High and experiences that gift of love in such a beautiful way that it is a simple idea to therefore see that love in everybody and everything. So each one here in service to humankind does just that. Embraces this truth and lets it shine outward from them into the world. This is true power. This is the power of love. This is the power of the divine. And each one steps into the presence of that power and is so elevated, floating in the arms of love. Seeing that divine spark in everything and everybody, while sitting in that place of the Most High, in union with Spirit and each other. I claim this truth, I know this truth is so, and I release these words to the loving law that only says yes, and together we all say,
And
so it is.
And now we have our beloved Scott.
As is right and fitting, love should open with a fanfare. Da 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 da. Love, 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 love. There's nothing you can do that can't be done. Nothing you can sing that can't be sung. Nothing you can say, but you can learn how to play the game. It's easy. Nothing you can make that can't be made. No one you can save that can't be saved. Nothing you can do, but you can learn how to do in time. It's easy. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. Love is all you need. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. Nothing you can know that isn't known. Nothing you can see that isn't shown. There's nowhere you can be that it isn't where you're meant to be. It's easy. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. Love is all you need.
Love is all you need.
Everybody.
Love is
all you need. Love is all you
Love
need.
is all
Love is all you need.
Love is all.
We love you, yeah, yeah, yeah. We love you, yeah, yeah, yeah. We love you, yeah.